Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk about spirit spousing because spirit really gave this topic on my heart. And it has been something that I have been dealing since a while. Now, I have been seeing all of the videos that have been uploaded on TikTok and other platforms in on this topic, and I must say that the only thing that I have to say is that it has been romanticized, right? I've seen videos on TikTok where women are like, "Oh yeah, I'm spirit spousing, and that's why I'm not sleeping with my husband. Oh yeah, I'm spirit spousing, and blah blah blah." It has been romanticized by this cult to witchcraft, and it has gone too far where people I don't really think that people understand how bad this actually is. So I don't really want to tell anyone actually whether if this is good or not. Like, if you think this is good for you, then by all means do your thing, live your life. So this video is basically for people who are actually suffering from this and needs real information and wants to get rid of that, because that's, I'm going to sound like a religious person, and I'm not, I promise you that. But this is really demonic and bad experience for you, especially if you're a light worker. So for the people who consider themselves light workers, healers, empaths, this is a bad thing, because there is, of course, the other side of the coin, where those entities are actually working with sorcerers, with people who are practicing baneful magic. And for them, of course, in a way, this is a positive thing, if one may say so. But again, this video is for people who consider themselves light workers and who are suffering from this. So I'd like to give you my perspective, my experience, and how you may try to fight this. So I have a little list with questions that I'm going to ask, and please feel free to write in the comment section whatever questions that you have or your experience. So the questions that I'm going to answer is: why is this happening? How is this happening? Who is doing this to you, or to whom is this being done? What can cause in one's life? And of course, how to fight it. So why is this happening is also who is it doing it to you. So there are different uh possibilities how this can happen to you and why. Basically, option number one is a person, like a human, if you may call this creature so, who is practicing this type of baneful magic that is sending those entities to you. Most of the times those people think that they somehow have power over those entities, and they are commanding those entities, and which is absolutely not the case. And by practicing baneful magic and doing spells, they are sending those entities towards you in order for them to destiny swap with you, steal your destiny, steal your energy, siphon your beauty, and do a lot of other things, basically destroy your life. And how I can generalize this is suck the living life out of you, if that makes sense. So it can go as far that you literally your entire life gets destroyed. So why? Well, they want to destiny swap with you, for example, or they want to steal your energy. So what will happen is that this entity is going to connect to you, create a connection, and it's going to start sucking out and siphon your energy, your destiny, your health, your beauty, your relationship, your love, you name it. Everything is possible. So basically, it's going to take all of your blessings away. How is it doing it? So there are different ways that this can happen. For a lot of the times, those spirits are incubus or succubus. So basically, the difference is whether if it's a male or a female spirit. In general, those spirits don't really have sex or gender, but they can change depending on the person they are attacking. So if it attacks a female, it's going to be a male spirit, which is going to be incubus, and if it's attacking a male, it's going to be succubus. But they really can change on the astral. Like if you can see them, they are really, that's not a problem for those spirits. So how it can happen is a lot of the times is going to be a dream that you have that is connected to a sexual intercourse. So basically, you're having sex in your dream. That is also very real. A sign that this had happened to you is that you still remember that dream. So I had such an experience, and I was very little. I think I didn't even understand what was going on, but shit has been going down. Like I can explain in another video like exactly what happened, but it happened like when I was, I think, 15, 14, 15, 16, something like that, like teenage. And uh, years and years and years this entity has been sucking on my life force energy, and basically causing issues in my relationships and having relationship and so forth, until I developed my practice and my skills and my gifts, and I basically cleared it out. But so one of the signs is having sexual dreams and having, intercourse in the dream, that feels very real. Like it's not your general, oh, I'm fantasizing about something, which is also like a type of parasitic entity on a chakra, but that's a different thing. But if it has been very real, then it actually is real on the astral. So some people can also have continuous dreams where they get pregnant, where they give birth to spirit children, which is also real. And those are all entities that are actually siphoning your energy. So this is actually very serious and very dangerous. Um, Most of the time, light workers have been targeted. So if you have light energy, uh, if you're a loving, kind soul, if you're an empath, if you basically, how to say, if you're like the light in the darkness, you're going to probably get attacked by those entities, because this is their food. They see you as food. They don't see you as a spouse or a family or something like that. They see you as food, and they basically feed off your energy, or they give this energy, those blessings that they steal, to the sorcerer that is basically sending those entities towards you. But be absolutely assured that even if that's the case, that the entity is coming towards you so that it can steal blessings from you for another sorceress. It's keeping a lot for itself. Like it's not like the entity is the minion of some bad black magician, or such a baneful practitioner, and they just command the entity, and the entity comes, steals from you, and gives everything to them. That's not the case. Although those some of those practitioners are blind enough to think so, which is absolutely not the case. Okay, so what can cause in one's life? It can cause many different things. If it's about incubus or succubus, those spirits are extremely jealous, extremely envious. They can they're not going to allow for you to have a partner. They are going to destroy your relationships. So this avoidant attachment issues that some people have, the avoidant, um, this is also something that you can develop over time if you have such a entity attachment, like a spirit spouse connection. So basically you are going to repeat over the course of many years the same exact model of relationship regarding of your gender, and The one thing in common is going to be you. So maybe you go into a relationship and everything's great. And at some point, when it's really getting serious, or you want to get married, you want to have children, these entities or that entity is going to absolutely destroy your life, destroy your relationship, and you're not going to know why. So, also, miscarriages are possible. I lived myself through such an experience. um, is not going to allow you to have a family. For example, also, if in your destiny is for you to bear a child that is going to come to this world and raise the frequency and the vibration of the planet Earth, and is also going to be very strong a light worker, those entities are going to do anything in their power to prevent this from happening. So depending on your destiny, the outcome and what this is going to cause in your life is going to differ. But for a lot of the times, as I said, it's going to basically destroy your personal life, because those spirits are very envious. And if they have also a specific task that has been given to them by a sorcerer, if that's the case, it is possible that they are also going to steal your finances as well as other things, earthly things, material things, as well as energy, so that they can bring this to the sorcerer, and also so that they can cause friction and chaos in your life, so that you can never really reach your potential, and reach your destiny and go the path that is aligned with your true self, with your higher self, and with your destiny. So, this is basically quite general. I am going to expand in other videos how exactly things are happening, so that you may find maybe your particular case. So also I want to mention that spirit spousing is not necessarily with a spirit that is succubus or incubus. It can be another spirit. So basically, if you had a dream where someone gave you a ring and you got married in that dream, that is basically spirit spousing. Also, it is possible to get an entity attachment when you dream of eating things, chocolate, or if you are seeing a lot of naked scenes, not only through intercourse. I'm going to touch on this subject in another video and in details as well. Um, so, how to fight it? It's not easy, I must say, because especially when you have lived with this like for many many years, and this entity has been feeding on you for so many years, it almost as if it became a part of you. So once you start um breaking the connection, it's not going to go without fight. I want to say that. So it's not gonna be saying one time a prayer and it's gonna go away. So you're gonna need to develop a spiritual practice and spiritual routine, so that you can break the bond that is connecting you to that entity, cleanse yourself, your aura, your chakras, your energy, and then you're gonna have to make a protection on your physical body, your astral body, and all of the other etheric body, and so on. So you're gonna have to do a lot of spiritual baths or showers. Having as a veiling is also a thing that can help you. So I've been veiling for a while now, and it has been really helpful. Veiling also while you sleep is definitely a game changer. And basically, smudge, always say your prayers, sometimes multiple times a day you're gonna have to say a prayer, because from my personal experience, I can tell you for real that those attacks that a lot of the very sensitive empathic people are feeling is not you being crazy. Like, they are literally going to try to attack you non-stop so that they can reattach. So I had the experience of basically breaking the bond several times, but the entity managed, due to the fact that I wasn't protected enough, managed to reattach itself. So it is extremely important that you are protected on all times, and especially in the evening when you go to sleep. It's extremely important that you say a prayer, that you maybe anoint yourself with the protection oil, cascarilla powder, have a spiritual bath. Like there was time when I was doing spiritual bath every evening because the attacks were so bad. That's for real. So if that's something that you need to do, then do it. I mean, at the end of the day, it's like half an hour and you're just boiling the herbs and saying your prayer, and it's gonna basically save your life. Because trust me when I tell you, those spirits, they don't have a job other than try to destroy you. And they are very persistent and they do not give up. So the truth of the matter is that you have to take this very seriously and be very aware and conscious of what is going on and how you take care of yourself mentally, physically, and spiritually. So, protection is key, cleansing as well. So, you're gonna have to say quite a lot of prayers, have spiritual bath, cleanse. Especially when you start cleansing yourself, you're gonna have to also cleanse your home, because you cannot just cleanse yourself or just cleanse your home. You're gonna have to do both in order for you to get rid of that. Also, and I'm gonna stop the video in a minute. I wanted you to know that you shouldn't get discouraged if you are not getting rid of that spirit right away, or if you're doing all of the spiritual practice that you are doing and somehow it reattaches itself. So you need to understand that if this happens for some of the people that are um, a little bit further with their spiritual practice, somewhere there is a open door, window, portal that this entity is using so that it can reattach to you. So please do not get discouraged and continue with your practice, and you can do this. You gotta believe. You gotta believe. So, and at the end of this video, I want to share with those of you who have already worked with pendulum and the so-called radiesthesie. You can break the bond with such a spirit, or basically spirit of any kind, with this technique if you are, you know, familiar with it. Okay, so that's about this video. I will definitely extend in another one, and if you have any questions, please feel free to write them in the comments. And if you would like a reading with me where I can get in deep with your personal situation and remedies on it, feel free to contact me, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.